This story was sent in by a viewer who claims that everything you're about to hear actually happened to him just 2 years ago. He asked us not to reveal his real name. So for this story, we'll call him Daniel. My name is Daniel, and for most of my life, I never believed in anything supernatural. I grew up normal, had a normal job, and lived in an apartment that was as boring as my day-to-day routine. Life was simple enough that I never imagined anything could ever disturb it. But all it takes is one dream to destroy everything you know about reality. It started on a Thursday night in late September. One of those nights where the weather is cold, the sky heavy with rain, and everything feels too quiet. I remember feeling unusually tired after coming home from work, and I fell asleep earlier than usual. At around 2:30 a.m., the dream started. In the dream, I was standing inside an old, empty house. The walls were peeling, the wooden floor creaked with every breath of wind, and there was this smell, like mold mixed with something metallic. There were no lights, only the moon behind a dirty window. I didn't know where I was, but I felt like something was watching me. And then I heard it, a faint shuffling sound coming from the hallway. Slow, dragging footsteps. I tried to move, but in the dream my feet felt glued to the floor. The footsteps got louder, closer. A chill crawled up the back of my neck as I saw a shadow stretch along the wall. It wasn't shaped like a normal person. It was long, distorted, almost bent backward. And then it said my name, not in a whisper, not in a growl, but in a broken, glitching, almost digital-sounding voice. Daniel, I finally found you. A cold breeze hit my spine. I tried to scream, but the dream swallowed my voice. The figure stepped out of the hallway. It looked like a woman, or what used to be one, except her joints were all twisted the wrong way. Her arms hung lower than her knees. Her skin was gray and cracked like something dead for days. And the worst part, her eyes were wide open, too wide, like they were stretched across her skull. She started crawling toward me, fast, her bones cracking with every movement. I woke up gasping for air, drenched in sweat. It was just a nightmare, or so I thought. But the next morning, something happened that made my blood run cold. I found a long scratch mark on my ankle, exactly where that thing grabbed me in the dream. I tried to convince myself it was just a coincidence. Maybe I scratched myself while sleeping. I tried to forget the dream, but the next night, at almost the exact same time, I fell into the same dream again. Same house, same smell, same cold silence. Only this time, I knew it was coming. I tried the door nearest to me. It was locked. I tried shouting for help. No sound. Everything felt predetermined. And then the footsteps returned, this time faster, more urgent. Daniel, you can't run now. The creature appeared again, but now she was standing upright, or at least trying to. Her neck bent in 3 different directions, her mouth unnaturally wide. This time she didn't crawl. She sprinted at me, her bones popping with every step. Her hand reached out, grabbing my arm, and the pain was real. So real I felt my flesh burning. I jerked awake. When I turned on the lights, I saw a fresh bruise forming on my arm. Same spot, same shape, finger marks. My heart dropped. This wasn't normal. Something was following me from the dream into real life. By the 3rd night, I tried everything to keep myself awake. Coffee, energy drinks, blasting music, even slapping myself to stay conscious. But around 3 a.m., no matter how hard I fought it, my body shut down. I fell asleep instantly. The dream didn't start slowly this time. I was already on the floor in that same decaying hallway. My chest hurt. My breathing was shallow. And then I heard her laughing. A soft, broken, clicking laugh. She crawled out from the darkness, her face inches from mine. Her breath cold, smelling like rotten soil. You're dying out there because of me. And then she dug her nails into the side of my neck. I felt warm blood spill down my shoulder. I woke up screaming, this time for real, my hand clutching the exact same spot. And yes, there was blood on my fingers, a thin scratch along my throat. That night, I didn't sleep again, but something else happened that proved this thing wasn't just a psychological hallucination. As the sun began to rise, I heard someone whisper my name in my real apartment. I froze. It was the same broken voice from the dream. Daniel. I didn't sleep for the next 48 hours. Eventually, exhaustion won. I passed out while sitting in my living room. This time, the dream house was darker, colder, almost like it was alive. The walls pulsed. The wooden floor was wet. Something was dripping from the ceiling. Blood, thick drops falling rhythmically, one by one. I tried running, but no matter which direction I went, I ended up in the same long hallway. The creature was there again, except now she looked much more human. Hair flowing, face cleaner, body straighter, like she was transforming the more she fed on me. She smiled, a slow, wide smile. You're almost ready. For what? I screamed, shocked that I could even speak this time. She tilted her head, her neck cracking again. For me to take your place? That's when I noticed it. Behind her, a mirror, a dirty, cracked mirror. And in the reflection, I wasn't me. My face was gone, completely blank. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, just smooth skin. I panicked, clawing at my face, but I couldn't feel anything. It was like my features had been wiped away. She moved closer. Once I take your place, you'll stay here forever. Her hand reached for my chest, slowly pressing into it like my skin was clay. I felt my heartbeat slowing. Thump, thump, thump. She whispered one last thing before the dream shattered. Tomorrow night, you die. When I woke up, I almost threw up. My chest hurt, my pulse was weak, and my entire body felt like it was shutting down. I went to the hospital, desperate for help, but all they said was I looked sleep-deprived and stressed. They didn't see the bruises, the scratches, the fingerprints that were slowly darkening across my skin. I told them everything. They didn't believe me. That night, I decided I wasn't going to sleep, no matter what. But around 4 a.m., I dozed off for less than a second. Just 1 second. That was enough. In that single moment, I saw her face inches from mine in the dream. You can't escape. I jerked awake so violently that I fell off the bed. But now I knew, if I ever fell into a deep sleep again, I wouldn't wake up. I called my best friend Thomas and begged him to stay with me. He came over instantly, bringing energy drinks, food, and anything he thought might help. He stayed awake beside me the entire night, shaking me whenever I even blinked too long. But around 3:33 a.m., something terrifying happened. Thomas suddenly looked toward my bedroom door. Bro, did you leave someone in the hallway? He asked. My stomach dropped. No. Why? He pointed with a trembling hand. I swear, I just saw a woman crawl past that doorway. I didn't even want to turn around. But when I did, there was something peeking at us from the dark hallway. A face. But not a human one. She had followed me into real life. Thomas screamed and ran for the front door, but it slammed shut on its own. The creature crawled out into the living room, her body twisting and contorting as if rejecting the physical world. She stared at me with those wide, stretching eyes. It's time, Daniel. For the first time ever, I could move. Something inside me snapped. I grabbed the closest thing I could, a metal lamp, and swung it at her head. I expected her body to go through the floor like a shadow, but no, it hit her. She shrieked in pain, the same glitching, broken scream from the dream. Her body evaporated into black smoke that filled the entire room, and then slowly faded. My apartment went silent. Thomas fell to his knees, shaking uncontrollably. Brojan, what the hell was that? I didn't know. I still don't. But that night was the last time I ever saw her. It has been almost 2 years since that night. I moved out of the apartment. I changed my phone number. I moved states. I still have scars on my neck and arm, physical proof of something that shouldn't exist. And sometimes, late at night, when I'm alone, I swear I hear footsteps. Slow, dragging footsteps, and a familiar voice whispering from somewhere behind me. Daniel. But I refuse to sleep. Not deeply. Not anymore. Because I know one thing for sure. If I dream again, I won't wake up. If you made it to the end of this story, thank you for watching, and I hope you're able to sleep tonight without hearing footsteps in your hallway. Stories like this remind us that sometimes the most terrifying things aren't the ones we see when we're awake, but the ones waiting for us the moment we close our eyes. If you enjoyed this video and want more real, disturbing, and spine-chilling stories just like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications for our channel Dark Vision. Your support helps us bring more terrifying true stories every week. Stay safe, sleep lightly, and remember, some dreams should never be dreamed again. Subscribe to Dark Vision for more.